we want to edit our footer that we can see over here. We either have to go over here to edit with Elementor AISQ footer, like so, or by going over here to our website, dashboard, templates, theme builder, and from over here from footer, and then click on edit. And we can edit it like so. So let's click over here to see what we have. We have a heading widget. We can change the text from over here, like so. We can add an URL to the text if we want to from over here. We can click on this wheel in order to open the link in a new window. We can go to style in order to change the alignment, like so. Typography from over here with global fonts, or custom typography with font family from over here, the size, the weight, if you want to transform it, if you want to change the style, a decoration, the line height, the letter spacing, and the word spacing. Let's click over here to go back to default. By going over here to global fonts, we can change the global font, like so. We also have the option for text stroke and stroke color. Let's click over here to go back to default. For text shadow, we can change the color from over here, with the opacity from over here, the blur, horizontal distance, and vertical distance. Let's click over here to go back to default. We also have blend mode. Then we have the color for the normal state and for the hover state. We can change the color with the global color from over here or a custom one from over here. And the same for the hover state. For the hover state, we also have transition duration. Let's change the color for the normal state back to the text color. Then over here we have a form widget. We have the form fields over here. We can rename the form from over here. By clicking over here to the field, we can change the settings from over here, like the type, label, placeholder, if want it to be required, and the column width, like so. We have the input size from over here, and we can show the label and the required mark from over here. By going to buttons, we have the size from over here, the column width from over here, and then we have step buttons, next and previous, and the submit button from over here, like so. We can have an icon from over here. By clicking over here, we don't have any icons, and by clicking over here, we can select an icon, like so. The icon position before the text or after the text, and the icon spacing. Then we have actions after submit. We are collecting the submissions and we are sending an email to ourselves in order to know when someone is submitting to this form. You can click on this plus in order to add different actions after submission. For example, you can connect it to an email automation tool, or you can click over here to redirect in order for people to be redirected to a thank you page. By clicking over here to collect submission, we are collecting the user IP and the user agent. So in order to see the collected submissions, we have to go over here, exit to WordPress. I'm going to open this link in a new tab, like so. Then to Elementor and to submissions. And we can see the submissions over here. We can see the email addresses over here and from where the submissions came, from the contact form or from the newsletter form. And we can also see the page, like the contact us page or the home page. and the ID and the submissions date. Now let's go back to our Elementor editor. By clicking over here to email, we can see that we are sending an email to ourselves with the subject line from new message from our website, and the message will contain all fields. This will mean that we will receive what email was subscribed to this particular form. For step settings, we have numbers and text. We can change the step settings from over here. And for additional options, if we want custom messages, we simply have to click over here, and then we can customize the success message or the error message, however we may want to. By going to style, we have the column gap, the row gap. We are not seeing the row gap because they are in a single row. The spacing for the label, we are not seeing this because we do not see the label. We would have the color for the label and typography. For the HTML field, for the field from over here, we can change the color with global colors or custom colors. Typography with global typography or custom typography. Background color. Like so. And if we want a border color from over here, the border width from over here, and the border radius from over here. For the buttons, we have the position, we have typography, we can have a border if we want to, and then some options for the next and submit button, like background color, text color, for the hover state as well. And we also have for the previous button. For the hover state, we can also have an animation from over here. For messages, we can change the typography from over here and the colors from over here. And by going to advanced, we have some options over here as well. Let's click over here to history and go back. Then we have a divided widget with the style from over here. You can play with those settings from over here in order to see what you can achieve. The width from over here, the alignment. And then we can have an element like a text. We can change the text from over here. Or an icon from over here. By going to style, we have the color, global colors or custom one, the size, amount, and the gap. For the icon, we have the view, the size, padding, primary color, and secondary color, position, spacing, rotate, and border radius. And we also have advanced settings from over here. Then, by clicking over here, we can edit the background color that we see over here for this container. By going to style, we have the color from over here. By clicking over here, we can edit the site logo. In order to change the site logo, we have to click over here. Then we will change the image from over here. We also have to change the favicon. The favicon is the little image that you can see in the tab, in the browser tab. Let's click on Save Changes. And back to editor, like so. By clicking once again on the site logo, we have image resolution and link to site URL. For the style, we have alignment, width, height, and how we want the object to contain or cover. And for cover, we have object position, like so. We also have opacity, CSS filter if we want to, and we can also have a border if we want to. with border width, border color, and border radius. We can also have a box shadow from over here, with the color from over here, opacity from over here, horizontal distance, vertical distance, blur, and spread. Let's click over here to go back to default. Then, by clicking over here, it's a text editor widget. We can see the text over here. We can customize it by going to Style, Alignment from over here, Typography, Global Fonts or Custom Typography, Text Shadow if you want to, Paragraph Spacing, and Color for the normal state and for the hover state. For the normal state from over here, link color from over here, and for the hover state we have for the link color, and transition duration. Okay, let's change the color for the text color like so. By clicking over here, we can see that it's an icon list. We can change the layout like so. We have items like Facebook and Instagram. By clicking on an item, we can change the text from over here like so. We can click over here to add an icon like so, and the link over here. We can click on this wheel in order to click over here to open the link in a new window. In case we want to duplicate a particular item, we simply have to click over here to duplicate. And if we want to delete it, we simply have to click on this X. If we want to add a new item, we simply have to click over here to add item. For style, we have space between, alignment, divider. For the divider, we have style, we have weight, height, and color. For the icon, we have color from over here for the normal state and for the hover state, transition duration, size, and gap. We also have horizontal alignment and vertical alignment. For the vertical alignment, we can adjust the position like so. For the text, we have typography, global fonts from over here, and custom typography from over here, text shadow if you want to, and color for the normal state and for the hover state, like so. By clicking over here, we can see that it's a heading widget. This one is a text editor widget, heading widget, and those are also heading widgets. We can see that we have a line over here. It is not a divider, so in order to edit it, we have to click over here to this container, to style, to border, and we can see the border width over here set only to top, and the color is from over here. So now we can see the changes. Then by clicking over here, we can see that it's a heading. It has a dynamic tag. By clicking over here, we can change the settings. We can see that it has a date format set to custom, and custom format will be to year. For the advanced, we have before copyright, just the text of the copyright, and after all rights reserved. For example, we could have written over here the year we started this website, and like so. And now, next year will be 2025 to 2026, all rights reserved. So we can change that like so. By clicking over here, we can see that this is an icon list as well. If we want to change the entire design of our footer, we simply have to go over here to Media Library and select a different one from over here. Let's say we like this one. Let's click on Insert. Now let's delete our original footer, like so, and then we can edit this one. In order to edit this gray that we see over here, we simply have to click over here to Style, and we can see the gray from over here. If we want to add this color over here, we simply have to click on it. We can see that it's a spacer. Let's go to Advanced. Let's go to Background, and we can see the color over here. And we can change it like so. By clicking over here, we can see that it's a heading, text editor, form widget, and in order to change this background image, we have to click over here to edit the container, to style, and we can see the image over here. And we can change it like so. By clicking over here, we can see that it's a heading with dynamic tags, and this one is an icon list. By clicking over here, we can check the tablet view, and over here, the mobile view. If we want to change some settings from over here, we simply have to click on the element that we want to change the settings for that particular device, look for this icon, and this way we can change the settings for that particular device. We simply have to look for this icon in order to see what we can change. By clicking on this icon, we can also change the device view from over here as well. Once we are happy with our changes, we simply have to click over here to publish. And now let's open our website in a new tab. And by scrolling to our footer, we can see that we have a cache problem over here. First, we will go over here and click on Purge All. Then we are going to click on this reload page. We can see that we are still having some issues with the cache, so we are going to click on Ctrl F5. And this way we can see our footer. So we have basically cleared the cache. We can see that we have an issue over here, that this button is very close to our footer. By going back to our footer, to the desktop view, clicking on the main container, going to Advanced, over here to Margin, I'm going to click on this link to unlink the values, and to the margin, it's set a percentage, I'm going to click on 7. Then by clicking on Publish, by going to our website, refresh, let's once again Ctrl F5. Okay, so we have refreshed the cache. We can see the change over here. We can see now the space over here. In case you are still seeing a cached version of your changes, you can also do this. Go over here, Cookies and Site Data, over here to manage on-device cookies, and click on this trash bin over here and done. Then you will have to reload the page. And now I'm actually seeing another cached version, so by clicking on Ctrl F5, I'm seeing it well. I could also preview my website in a different browser in order to see if the problems are cache problems, like we can see over here that it was a cache problem, or if something is really not working well, not working properly.